So guys, a few years ago I picked up Dead Space Remake when it released. Now I really enjoyed that game, but it was my first go at an actual Dead Space title. Now I actually had the original on 360, but I don't think I played it very much or even got very far. So yeah, I love horror titles. You probably watched it on the channel, so I wanted to get around to playing the Dead Space sequel. But I think waiting for a remake, I don't know if EA is ever going to get around to it. So I hopped on PC, give it a go, and yeah, I really want to talk about it. Say the remake's polished terror kind of had me itching to see where it goes and see if the sequel does hold its own. So girls, let's get into it. Is Dead Space 2 worth playing in 2025? So yeah, one of the real things I really enjoyed is straight off the bat, it kind of kicks off with absolutely no messing about. Dead Space 2 hurls you pretty much straight into the fire. So you're still playing as Isaac Clarke, but you wake up in like a psych ward on the Sprawl. Now the Sprawl is like a massive space station gone to absolute shite, which is interesting because if you've played Alien Isolation, you know that's also set on a massive space station. So it was kind of reminiscent of that in a sense, which was cool. So I did enjoy that part. And straight from the get-go, like you have no weapon, you have no armor, and the necromorphs are just tearing through as you're pretty much legging it in a panic. It's different because unlike what I would say is like the remake slow dread that kind of pounces on you at the start, this is just a full-on sprint from the get-go. Shift, it does set the tone for the whole game. It's less about stalking corridors and more about kind of staying alive in the chaos. A lot more action-y. Think more like Resident Evil 4 in style, but keeping the horror. Yeah, so that chaos pretty much plays out across the Sprawl, and visually, even in 2025, it's still actually really good looking. The remake's 2023 glow up will spoil you. You know, it's fully polished and it's pristine in that game, but I will say the sequel, Dead Space 2, it holds its own. It's got flickering lights, the walls are covered in blood, and it still has like these eerie bangs that just keep you jumping in shadows pretty much. Definitely say it's rougher than the Ishimura's kind of sleek decay, but the grit in the space station here makes it feel like actually a real lived-in colony before it all went tits up. So the atmosphere, it is very thick still, it's still oppressive, but it's that kind of drags you deeper into the fight and kind of keeps you going, which is, I really enjoyed that part. And I really dug the fight, and this is where to me it gets tasty though. The gameplay's a different beast from the remake, it is a lot different. There, I would say Isaac moved a lot smoother, it was like a dream almost. He was very precise, every dodge was pretty much spot on. I would say with Dead Space 2, it's definitely got more heft, which is probably just because obviously it's older and it's straight after the original. You know, Isaac's a lot more chunkier this time. Aiming isn't as smooth and silky, but once you kind of get the hang of it, I would say it's cracking. It's still very enjoyable. It's still got the stomping aspect from remake and the original. You know, turning those necromorphs into paste. It's it's like a proper release, to be honest, when you're actually doing it. And combat's really at the forefront of this game, so if you enjoy the combat, it's a no-brainer. You still got the same kind of guns, the plasma cutter's king, the line gun's still here, and that will just fucking shred limbs like a monster. You've still obviously carried over the zero grav bits, but now they have thrusters, so it brings it, it's more of a laugh compared to the remake's grounded slog in that regard, and it's not as refined, but that raw, aggressive edge, it really kind of kept things accelerating in terms of the scraps. Those scraps lean in hard, actually, to the horror, and it's a shift from what I loved in the remake. That one thrived on the slow burn tension, which I personally appreciate. Every creak and groan building, I really love that. It kind of keeps me very on edge. Dead Space 2's less subtle. It's more about shock and awe. So the necromorphs are basically smashing through walls this time. They're literally sprinting at you. There is a nursery level that turned my stomach into knots. I really enjoyed that part, and you'll know it if you've seen it. It's less creep and dread. It's more heart-pounding set pieces that will kind of keep you engaged, I guess. The sound design here backs it up. You've got distant screams in the station, little whispers coming through, or fucking shrieks just screaming from absolutely nowhere. It's not as crisp as the remake's next-gen audio, but it still gets under your skin and it does keep you on edge, so props there, guys. Now, unfortunately, all that edge does have a hit with the story, though, and that's to me where it kind of starts to wobble. It's not terrible, but the remake kept it dead simple, survived the Ishimura, there was no fluff, and I was all in it for that kind of focus. Dead Space 2 piles on the madness that was in the remake at some instance. It's got cults, hallucinations, government conspiracies, it's all there. Isaac's still talking in this one. I don't think he talked in the original, but yeah, he's kind of got a grizzled vibe. It kind of fits, it suits, but the plot's a bit of a messy tangle. It's got intrigue, sure, but it definitely felt a bit more like a lore dump instead of the kind of the tight survival tale that I personally craved. But yeah, I ended up less fussed about the why and more about just blasting through the carnage. So for me, yeah, that's something that definitely could have been improved. The carnage is where it redeems itself, mind. The set pieces are pure madness. You've got that train sequence that's quite early on. There's a drill ride, and I'm sure anyone who's played Dead Space 2, or even didn't, you know, I was very familiar with this part, is the eyeball needle moment that personally had me squirming. It's a roller coaster of kind of white knuckle frills, guys. There is a DLC. I haven't got around to playing it, but I've heard good things, so I might actually give that a go. But yeah, look guys, combat's got that crunchy weight. The gore's really cranked up to 11 this time around, and the soundtrack, you've got like shrieking strings mixed with droning synths, so it does keep the tension on edge. It's these highs that I would say it carried it, rough edges and all. So wrapping it up, I would say Dead Space 2's bloody good stuff. It's cracking. The story's a bit of a faff compared to the remake, definitely, but the action, the scares, the kind of the wild ride, it is a horror banger that still delivers. I would say it was a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's grim, gutsy, and honestly gloriously brutal. Rougher than remake, obviously, but an absolute belter in its own right. So guys, what do you reckon? Did you play Dead Space 2 at release? Do you enjoy it? Have you played the remake? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.